Odysseus. I know how to say it, but then I started saying it and I second guessed myself because I didn't want to embarrass myself. And then I embarrassed myself. It's the story of my life, honestly. Anyways, it's really good. I need more books to read after that. But I think I'm gonna raid my sister's bookshelf because she has so many books. Like, so many more than I do. So I'm gonna ask her what I should read. But we used to switch books all the time. It was like a no biggie because like if like she likes one thing, I'm probably gonna like it, and vice versa, etc. We always liked very similar things, except for this sister that I'm talking about doesn't think Will Ferrell's very funny, and I just have to disagree. Also, she didn't find the movie Jack and Jill funny, and I wholeheartedly disagree. As a twin, as a multiple, it's a work of art. It's hilarious, and I'm allowed to say if it's offensive or not, and it's not. Maybe it is a little bit, I don't know. I have like an entire discourse in my head about like the, how do I put this nicely? The like discrimination of multiples that people don't even talk about and they don't even notice that they're doing. But I just feel like it's like a fight that I'm not gonna win, so I don't go off about it. But Jack and Jill is a really good movie. It's so funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more like peel the layers back videos like this, like in a calm, cool kind of way, just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. This is a safe place for you. Yeah, your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel how you want to feel. If you're anxious, that's okay. Everything is gonna calm down eventually. So just relax and breathe and baby steps, okay? Okay. So, with all